What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Sammy's Place. I am Sam A. Today we're going to get into another two albums, Trina and Eve. Trina's second album, Diamond Princess, and Eve's third album, EVE-OLUTION. So we'll start off with Trina's Diamond Princess. For me, this was where I kind of fell off with Trina. I liked the album, but this was the last album that I liked from her. Moving onwards, I feel she was very bland with the... Well, I'll explain this. Why I fell in love with Trina to begin with was because of her being so vulgar and raunchy and getting straight to the point. She's always up to something, like some steez, and I always enjoyed that with the baddest bitch. First time I heard her was on 1 Minute Man, so there's that raunch. Then I discovered she was also on Eve's second album, Scorpion, on Gangsta Bitches with Da Brat. Again, the raunch and the aggression was there. I loved it. One day I was sick with the flu anyways, and I found out she had an album out. Called my dad up while he was at work. Go get this album for me. Goes gets it for me. I play it right away. And there it is in full. The vulgarness. And even though, Kim and Foxy and shit, they get pretty vulgar themselves, I felt like Trina delivered it in a different way, in Trina's way. Anyways, the second album, Diamond Princess, I feel like it lost a lot of what I liked about Trina. It was still there in some songs, but it started losing it. And then this album onward, she completely lost it. The songs just became, get an R&B singer on the hook, try and make it catchy, and then the lyrics became not so hard. And that lost me, but I still appreciate the two albums. This album here, the first single, which I thought was just a song off of the soundtrack to It's All About the Benjamins, Told Y'all, featuring Rick Ross, was actually the lead single. I didn't know that. To me, the official lead single was No Panties, featuring Tweet and Missy Elliott, and it was produced by Missy Elliott, and she had quite a bit of A-list producers on this album. It was Cool and Dre, Just Blades, and Kanye West. He produced 2 tracks, and one of them being the second single, Be Alright, featuring Ludacris. That song kind of brought Trina to a whole new place. Radio-wise, there was a clean version, and a lot of people played with that song. So this became the moment where I feel Trina was appreciated, and the anticipation was there for what was to come after this album. She should have shot out one more fucking single at least. There was like How We Do, or even Rewind That Back with Missy Elliott. There could have been one more single. But then, she became, I think, at her highest point because the anticipation was there, the interest was right there on the remix. People just really started to love Trina. We were in love with Trina at that point, and just waiting to see what she did next. There was a few songs that came out afterwards, like Leaving You and oh shit, I can't remember, but they remain unreleased, and she moved on in a whole different direction with a Glamorous Life, which I didn't give a fuck for. Like Don't Trip, I think is a song. But yeah, the quality was there. The production itself, there looks like they actually had like a good budget when it came to the videos and stuff. The money was there, so it was really bringing Trina to a whole new type of stardom, and it got people interested, that's for sure. Eve's EVE-OLUTION, this is my favorite album from Eve. It was consistent in the sound of R&B. Hip hop really went R&B and really summery. A lot of people were shitting out summer vibes, like hits throughout the summer, like Beanie Man, one with Janet Jackson. Again, the whole summer vibe, and it truly painted out the summers for us, gave us like a really hot soundtrack throughout 2002 and 2003. I feel like they were really giving it, but like most of it was R&B. The way the album kind of started off with it was deceiving because there wasn't much else like that on the album. The second single, Satisfaction, which was produced by Dr. Dre, was probably like the other joint that I really liked off the album. The album itself altogether is a great listen, but yet it didn't really offer anything strong for, single-wise as a third single. And that's why I feel like the rest of the songs are kind of, forgettable. But as I said, altogether with the album, it is a nice listen. But however, it's not the Eve that we liked on the first album, and especially Scorpion. Anyways, Foxy Brown called out Eve on a song called Get Off Me, about the song Gangsta 11 featuring Alicia Keys. What did she say? Trying to catch a brick with Alicia Keys or something like that. And it's funny, says something about Eve for doing that, but then goes and does the same thing with I Need a Man, which is one of my favorite songs from Foxy as well. I don't know who produced that. Was it Seven Aurelius? Which also produced Gangsta 11? Maybe. Anyways, just find it interesting how that works. But yeah, so Eve went on to, have a huge success with her TV show, and then landing roles like Barbershop. And it was a great time for hip hop and for female rappers especially. There was so many coming in and so many offerings. And Eve and Trina were just kind of at the boiling point where they're just, skyrocketing with. It was their turn. It was their turn to really have the attention, and they had it for a bit. Unfortunately, I don't think Trina's albums. Surprisingly, she still has a strong fan base. I'm still a fan, even though I didn't like the albums afterwards, whatever. But I still call myself a fan. I'm just honest about what I like, And I feel like when she had that opportunity with Trick Daddy, because this was discussed on Love and Hip Hop Miami, when they were supposed to do a joint album, he wanted to go back to the original sound. She wanted to do what exactly I don't like. Fuck if she only did that just for that one time. Just do what Trick said. That sounds really bad the way I said that. But he has a point. We wanted more of that shit. And I feel like artists from that time, when they try and cater to new audiences and shit, it just does not work. Stick to your roots. Stick to what made you successful. Stick to what we like. Because a lot of the times we turn to these artists to take us away from this shit that's out now. We want some fucking good shit. We want some real shit. But yeah, I think they're done making albums. We'll probably never get another Trina album or an Eve album. I know Trina's last album, was it called The One? It really didn't do well at all. And then even Lil' Kim, her 9 album sold very few. But if you make music that your fan base would like, we will buy it. We're old school that way. We will buy and we would play it. We would like it. That's it. Until next time.